Peace. Touching this one. I just want to make a video about the people of Seneca Village. Um, I've been know about this article, but since I'm putting out the information about autochthonous Americans, this right here is something that we gotta consider. Now, when you read the article, it's going to say African American community, right? That was basically in Central Park. I'm gonna read the articles. I'm gonna. I got three different articles. I got Wikipedia. Now I know Wikipedia is not a source, but we can cross-reference with these three other articles that I got. I got one from BlackAmericaWeb.com, and I got another one from the New York Times. So I'm just gonna go into this, and I also got some other images, but I'm just gonna start with this one right here. All right. So this is little known Black history fact, Seneca Village. Now, the reason why they don't want you to know is soon going to come out when I start reading this. All right, and there's some other clues in here that shows you that these people was indigenous. All right, so I'm gonna read. So it says Seneca Village was a once thriving Black community, let's say Aborigine community, in a section of New York where Central Park exists now. The village was torn down to make way for development of the public park, displacing rightful Black landowners and poor Irish settlers. So, all right, some articles say Irish people was in there. Some articles say that it was a totally whole indigenous Black community. All right, so Seneca Village was established in 1825 after a local delivery man began selling portions of his farmland. Andrew Williams bought the first three lots for $125, and by 1832, 25 more lots were sold to Black people. They say when slavery ended in New York State on July 4th, 1827, Seneca Village became a destination for many of the state freed slaves. It say as the village grew, it accepted other oppressed and economical challenged ethnicity groups. All right, see? So just like we do now, we let people come in our community or whatever. And it said just as it grew, it accept other oppressed and economical challenge ethnicity groups, aka immigrants. All right, it's saying in Ireland, the potato famine forced many from the country to head to the United States. They ain't have to come in; they could have stayed there. But it said, in order to survive, it said many of these new settlers lived in Seneca Village and later comprised a third of the residents. It say both Blacks and saying Irish people looked down upon, it say, by the more affluent members of Manhattan upper society, and village was viewed as a shanty town. This discrimination led to the manners of solidarity between the two marginalized groups. All right, so this one say that I have read other articles where they just said it was a strictly Black neighborhood or whatever. So just a little bit on that one. Let me go into Wikipedia. Let's read this one. So this one says Seneca Village was a small village in the borough of Manhattan. It's in New York City, founded by free Black people. Seneca Village existed from 1825 through 1857, when it was destroyed for construction of Central Park. So this is what they've been doing to so-called Aborigine people the whole time they've been here. You know what I'm saying? Moving you. This is gentrification. You know what I'm saying? They just, okay, well, we want that land right there, so we're going to kick the people off the land. This is what these Europeans been doing since they've been here. You know what I'm saying? How dare them kick somebody off the land who land it is? Who gave you the land? Who told you that this was your land and you ain't even from this country? But I digress. All right. So it say the village was first significant community of Aborigine Americans. I ain't gonna say African Americans because there wasn't even no African Americans back then. So what was it classifying these people as? Okay, it's a property owner. Remember, the word African American only existed, it only came to be known in 1989. That was by Jesse Messi Jackson. Okay, so it's a property owners on Manhattan. It's a and also came to be inhabited by several other minorities, including Irish, German, immigrants. See, immigrants always move on where you live at. You understand what I'm saying? They always want to come near the people who thriving. You know what I'm saying? Or where the people got something established at. Now these same immigrants, the Irish and the Germans, will later turn on you and become cops and start locking you up. And this is what happens in our neighborhood. We let people come in our neighborhood. They get one generation in. Next thing you know, they want to become cops. Next thing you know, they coming back. Next thing you know, they want to become detective or heroin, drug, whatever detectives, and come back and oppress the people who allowed them to come in their neighborhood. All right, but I digress. They say the village was located on 5 acres. They say between 82nd and 89th Street. They say the 7th and 8th Avenue, which would now intersect the area now covered by Central Park. They say a stone outcropping near the 85th Street entrance of Central Park is believed to be part of the foundation of the African Methodist whatever church, Zion Church. So I'm gonna go to the other one. Let me go to this one right here. No, this one. I think it's this one, the New York Times. Let's read the New York Times. All right. So now when you read it, it doesn't even know that they say that it was so-called immigrants there or immigrants came to live there later on and do like they always do, but it's saying unearthing traces of the African American village displaced by Central Park. Now we're gonna read this one. All right. So it's saying for more than a decade, and just remember, there was no African American when this place existed. So what was they being called? That's a good question. See what I'm saying? See, why are they not calling them what they was calling them back then? Why would they call them African Americans now? Okay? Remember that. That's to tell you that when they say African Americans, that's a code word for they were slaves, and that's to throw you off and say that these people was not indigenous to this land. All right? So it say for more than a decade, anthropologists and historians pieced together a history of short-lived Aborigine American community that was snuffed out in the 1850s by the creations of Central Park. They combated virtual records and tax documents, scanned parklands using radar and soil and studied soil borings. They're saying, but because of the vestige of the community were buried beneath. Hold on, let me go. They're saying were buried beneath the park. It's saying the leader of the Institute for Exploration of Senecaville, which probably is a European, of course. They always want to try to find something, or sometimes they do good work by helping us out, but then sometimes they just do this just for their own, their own greed and their own, independent or self accolades or whatever. It's saying a consortium of three professors from City College, Columbia University in New York, and New York University were kept from doing the one thing that would open a window onto the daily existence of some 260 residents digging. So check it out. So here you go. It's showing them they digging right here. Student intern, Central Park. You see a black dude right there. So, all right. So let's go on. It's saying that all changed 8 weeks ago after they won permission from the city to excavate in the areas of the park near 85th Street and Central Park and Central West. It's saying while the boring of the past produced just a few articles, I'm sorry, a few artifacts. It's saying the dig which will end Friday, generated 250 bags of material that should keep scholars busy for months, if not years. It's saying the works on Washington also yielded a toothbrush handle fashioned of bone. It's saying, and the lid of a stoneware jar. All right, so it's saying about 2/3 of Seneca village was African Americans. It's saying while the rest of the European, look, here we go. That's the first migration into your neighborhood. They're the first people, and then came the Hispanics and Latinos and everybody else. It's saying while the rest were European descendants, mostly Irish, the community was settled in 1825. Now the other one said, all right, the 1820. All right, saying it's a few years before slavery was abolished. So all right, so you had a community of people in living in Seneca Village that was free. They said that these was free blacks, and we know when they use the term free blacks, free men, that these was aborigines or whatever. They saying that a few years before slavery. The other one saying that the slavery was abolished, but this is the New York Times, so I'm gonna take their word for it or whatever. It said a few years before slavery was abolished in New York. So it's saying that these black people was free before slavery was abolished in New York. But people knew that they was living there. And they didn't capture them and make them slaves again. Come on, man. Remember the story roots and what we've been told. If they say anybody was black in this land, they was supposed to have been brought here to be slaves. So how did these people get free? All right, said despite old news reports that the village was a scattered camp, it said it was in fact made up of workings of a middle class property owners. So how did these people own? Hold up. All right. Now, we know at this point in time, slavery was going on, right? How did these people establish money to become middle class property owners? So it would have took some years for them to become middle class property owners. Let's think about this now. It would have took maybe years, or maybe we don't know how fast people accumulated wealth back in them days or whatever though. But however it comes, just think about it. If they was going to be middle class, that ain't come overnight. So these people had to have they had to have some resources in which to sell. How do slaves get resources to sell to become middle class? Let's stop playing, y'all. Come on now. All right. These is one of the artifacts that they found or whatever. Let's see. It said detailed historian map indicates the village stretched from 82 to 89th Street between what were 7th and 8th Avenue. It's saying 9 a Rothschild. Hold up. Why do the Rothschilds want to know what happened? Well, I mean, I'm quite sure she's related to the other Rothschilds. Why Nan a Rothschild? All right, it's saying an anthropologist. All right, so now what these wealthy illuminists do is put their kids that become the anthropologists so they can go around the world and find all this shit and hide it or whatever. So, all right, so anthropologist who is a professor at Columbia University and Barnard College said that there were other settlements in the area, but that this is the most formal, coherent community that we know of because it was laid out in a grid pattern. It's saying it had several churches and a school. Okay, it's saying with help of 10 college interns, the institute focused on two primary sites: the yard of the resident named Nancy Moore. It's saying the resident named Nancy Moore and the home of William G. Wilson or whatever. It's saying a sexton at All Angels Episcopal whatever church, both who were black. Records show that Mr. Wilson and his wife Charlotte, where she get that name Charlotte from? Maybe Queen Charlotte. Maybe she was indigenous. She had to be indigenous. It said had 8 children and lived in a 3-story wood frame house. How do people who were slaves live in a 3-story wood frame house? Okay, it's saying the holes, which were up to 6 feet deep, reveal stone foundation walls and marad artifacts, including what appear to be iron tea kettles and a roasting pan. They're saying now the Metropolitan Museum of Art for Conservative, beer bottle, and a fragment of a Chinese import porcelain. So look, they go buttons. They got buttons. All right. It's saying, but perhaps the most powerful find, at least for the archaeologists intern, were small shoes with leather soles and fabric uppers. It's saying possibly belonging to a child. The shoes were a reminder that the work undercover real life. It's saying it's just such an intimate thing, said Mandolin Landry. They're saying a junior anthropologist major at Bernard College. They said who found herself choked up by the discovery. I bet you was, because I bet you found a lot of things that showed that these black people was more civilized than you ever was, or whatever. Saying, but it's saying that the shoe fit someone who walked around here. It's saying the former yard of Nancy Moore contained the original soil of Seneca Village, in contrast to Mr. Wilson property, which appeared to have been dug up and filled during the park construction. Thus, in Miss Moore yard, the intern found a number of items that may have been discarded. Including fragments of clay pipes. It's saying including fragments of 2 clay pipes, as well as bones from animals that has been butchered. All right, so look, look at that pipe again. You already know. Look at that pipe again, y'all. You know what this means? It's saying a bowl of clay formed. It's saying from the village, which was demolished in 1850, in the 1850s. Let's see. Hold on. It's saying the institute also planned to dig up microscopes. I mean, with the dirt. I mean, I'm sorry. Let me read this over. The institute also plans to put the dirt under a microscope, such as scrutiny could show seeds, pollens, and other organic matter. Diana Dzerriga, whatever the fuck her name was, they said professor and anthropologist at City College said you can tell what they were growing in their gardenings. They had gardenings, Oh, the indigenous people was master gardeners. That's why when you see, listen, the indigenous people was master gardeners or master farmers. That's why you see the cornucopia when you see that the natives was given the so-called for Thanksgiving. For Thanksgiving, you see the cornucopia with all the fruit and stuff in it. Okay, this wasn't bought by Europeans because Europeans barely made it upon shore. They barely made it upon shore. When they seen them, they had psychosis from eating other human beings. So the whole story of Thanksgiving is the bullshit. But that's now I'm going in a whole other direction with this. All right, so let me see where I was at. It's saying, all right, so you could tell what was growing in the gardens. It's saying, and what the environment was like in general. It's saying for Cynthia R. Copeland, and an adjunct professor at New York University School of Education, the artifact promised to shed new light on Seneca Village. In 1997, she helped curate an exhibit on the community at the New York Historic Society. See, they do shit and then put the shit on display so they can get accolades. It's saying the vast array of material that was uncovered really gives us a true sense of a strong, stable community. She said, digging in a park with 38 million visitors, it's saying a year has its special challenges. However, the institute I'm sorry. It's saying the institute hired around the clock guards to ensure that the sites were not disturbed. The Central Park Conservancy, the non-profit group that managed the park, asked the archaeologists to fill the holes and haul away their equipment each day. All right, so I ain't, it's a bunch of stuff right here or whatever, but you got the picture pretty much. So what they did was they basically moved these people who land this was like who decision was it to say, all right, well, these people got to go. Who makes these decisions and say, all right, well, it's better to build a park here and make the people leave. Now look, now this is a clay pipe right here, right? Now look at this pipe. Just take a look at this pipe. Look familiar, don't it? Let me see something. Maybe because it is familiar. Look, look, a pipe, and they got more classes. They got more creative. They made it out of clay. Look at that pipe again. Look, see the pipe. See, look at the pipe. There you go. That's a peace pipe though, but these pipes look more common to the one that they had. Look at that pipe. See. Let me see. So let's check out. Let me see this one. All right, no, it's this one. All right, so this is a ideal of what Seneca Village looked like. I guess it was like right here. This is what it looked like right here. So for these people to do this, they had to be indigenous to this land. And they saying like, so you also got some people called Seneca, the Seneca tribe. I find that to be real funny, right? Because it's in New York. The Seneca tribe is in New York. You see what I'm saying? And look at these people now. Look, look at this shit. Look at this brother right here. Let's see this one. They're saying that's the Iroquois. Look at them. Them people don't even look real, man. This shit is a joke, man. Look at this right here. American Indians. Look, look. We don't find images of none of these people. When we look back in Europe, we see the people they took over there, and they can't hide it. Them people was black. So how like you listen. You gotta really, these people is slick, man. You understand? They took this land from these people. They took this land from these people and made a freaking park out of it. You understand? And them people, and just said, you know what? The hell with them people. Just let them people go wherever they gonna go. You understand? Who makes that decision? Who decision is that to make that, you take something from a man and then you do what you want to do with it? You know what I'm saying? You make a park out of it where these people was living in. These where these people had generations of history at, and then you just destroy that stuff and make a park over it. This is how these people rolling. This is why a lot of people consider these Europeans to be the freaking devil. You understand? And I'm not saying it because when you read it, it said that some Europeans was living amongst us, but them same Europeans later on started flipping on us. The same Irish that you allowed to come in there, the same people who got the police force and the fire force, and then wouldn't not allow black people to come on there. You understand? But this is what happens. You accept a lot of these people in. A lot of these people don't care nothing about you. You understand? So, look, man, I'm going to end this video here. I'm going to make another video. I actually made a video about the pyramids in Brazil and how the pyramids in Brazil are supposed to be older than the pyramids in Egypt. I don't believe that. I think the pyramids in Egypt is at least 50 to 75,000 years old or whatever, and I believe that they've been underwater twice or whatever. But interesting fact though, why are they in Brazil? Who built these pyramids? All right, that's gonna be my next video, y'all. All right, so look, Tartans people, please bear with me. All right, I mean, this is your information. I'm not doing this for no likes. Yeah, I enjoy the comments or whatever, but you know what I'm saying? Why sit on this information? Why not give it out to let people, you do your own research from this. You understand? My research is not straightforward because I'm all over the place. I know so much stuff about this. So like it's kind of hard to really focus it. For me to really focus it, I gotta really sit down and do some real time. It would take me hours to put together a flawless presentation of all this. You understand? But I'm gonna keep it moving though. I'm like I said, I'm keeping North America. I'm only talking about North American Negroes. Everybody else, I appreciate your comments and everything. But a lot of you immigrants, you come on here and then you start trying to convince us that we making this stuff up. You came here, you don't know what happened. You came here and the European that indoctrinated you like he indoctrinated us. And you wanna and then when we come up with this stuff and we see people who identify you stepping away and talking about no, you listen, please stop doing that. Worry about where you came from and do your own research on you. Why is it such big? Why is it such big that y'all always worry about African American or Aborigine Americans and worrying about what we doing and we trying to figure stuff out? Listen, stick to your own concern. Worry about your own people. Okay, I'm only doing this for African Americans I'm only doing this for Aborigines who've been classified as African Americans. So with that being said, that means that I'm actually not doing this for you. So keep it moving. All right. If you got negative comments, you want to come on here with this old whitewash history. We already done figured this stuff out. We done figured out that the stories that they've been telling us are lies. So if you want to come on here with your meaningless debates, I'm not about the debates. I'm not debating nobody. I just want my people to know who we are and we've been here. That's it. They can take it from there. Like I said, I'm the conscious one. I'm out. Peace.